What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Laz here with Weekly Wrestling Heat. We are back with another episode. And this week, I do not have Moise with me. I have the Don himself, the Don
Don
of Wrestling Heat. Anthony is joining us today.
Tony D, baby.
Tony D.
Oh man, how's it going?
Good, good, good. Just
Yeah, Moise is
busy.
halfway around the world,
Yes,
so
shout out
he'll,
to Moise for
he'll
being
be.
halfway around the road.
I don't know if he's allowed to watch our video where he's at, so we might be canceled or something over there. Not sure, but yeah, if you're watching, Moise, how's it going? But yeah, so we're here to talk the next WWE PLE, which is King and Queen of the Ring.
Yes, and it's the second or third PLE outside of the United States this
hmm
year. So they're in
Second,
Jeddah right now. So
second, no, third.
SmackDown,
They did Australia, so third show.
Australia, yeah.
Australia,
So
France, and then this one.
so yeah, so they're doing SmackDown in Jeddah tomorrow, and then they're moving on to the finals and of Queen and King of the Ring. This pay per view is actually one of the smallest cards, five matches.
hmm
So, and with implications that we found out today, Triple H posted on at the press conference that they had for the King and Queen of the Ring that the winner of each match for King and Queen of the Ring will be able to challenge the champion of their brand. So, saying for example, right now the finisher on the Raw side is Gunther. So if Gunther wins it all, he'll be going against Damian Priest for the uh, heavyweight championship. Is that
Yeah.
yeah? So, um, yeah. And then for the women, if Lyra Valkyria wins, then she'll be facing Becky. But we're also going to get into that because SmackDown is tomorrow. We still don't know who wins the on the SmackDown bracket side, which is down to Randy Orton and Tamatanga, and then it's down to Bate is not Bianca Belair and Nia Jax. So, what are your predictions on that?
So I think Naya is gonna win against Bianca. I don't know exactly how that's gonna end or the flow of that match is gonna go, but I think Naya is gonna wind up pulling it out, pulling it off. I think that really, I'll be honest with you, I was not a big Nia Jax fan. The first run she had, even between NXT and the main roster, I just wasn't a fan of hers. Triple H has been pushing her awesome since she's been back. Honestly, like I cannot complain. I think she's doing an excellent job since she's been back on the show.
Yeah, I think that in some aspects she came back better.
hmm
She came back and embraced her character more, especially her being that heel. She embraced that particular side more, and she's been more on the savage side than anything. Basically, on I don't know whatever happened between that break, it something clicked and it's been successful for her. So, um, on the men's side, I think that the storyline should continue with with the bloodline, the Rogue bloodline, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a pretty enjoyable Randy Orton versus Gunther match.
Honestly, that's kind of like I hate to throw the word around, but that's almost a dream match at this point, right? I mean, kind of like it's like the old guard versus the new guard.
Yeah, basically, because I mean, realistically speaking, Randy is part of the old crew that's kind of
Mhm.
getting there to the end of the road in a sense, which I think for now he looks the best shape that he's been in his career. He looks super buff, but he also still has that that ring command that most wrestlers when they come back from an injury like that they kind of lack. But at the same time, he kind of slowed down and on his move set, so he's moving he's moving smarter than trying to
That's a
mess
perfect
his.
way of putting it. I was about to say I feel like he's better at storytelling now in with his ring work.
Yeah.
Like he's actually telling a story more instead of just hitting his his DDT off the ropes or his power slam or um whatever his RKO. Like I feel like he actually is telling a better story with his ring work because he's being more slow and methodical with it.
Yeah, and it's helping him. It's being successful in what he's doing. So, on the aspect of longevity, he's trying to protect whatever years he has left, And even though he's still taking the bigger bumps, he's still doing the RKO, which the RKO is very taxing to your back because you're pretty much taking the brunt of the attack.
Yeah,
Um, so I think as he's doing it, I think he's working smarter, not harder, and he's making sure that he's going to be able to be there for his family in the long run. But going back to it, talking about tomorrow's SmackDown, you have Bianca going against Nia Jax, which we already talked about. I agree. I think Nia Jax will be at the finals, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a bloodbath for Lyra. Even though I think this might be a banger, a low key banger,
I
because
think so too.
Lyra worked with Becky and they made magic together. So I'm pretty sure we'll get something in there between them. You also get Bailey versus Chelsea Green. I've been loving Chelsea Green's character for a minute. Um,
She had a great match with Roxanne too on NXT a few weeks ago.
NXT, yeah, and I think like people forget how good of a wrestler she is because like when she was doing TNA and when she was doing Lucha Underground, she was doing some crazy stuff, especially in Lucha Underground. Like her Lucha Underground match versus Pentagon. Oh my gosh, she got thrashed, but she did well. Um, but yeah, that's gonna be a fun match. Ending the SmackDown preview, you have of course Randy Orton taking on Tamatonga. You know, I will say this: in the in the couple of months that Tamatonga has been on the main roster or has been in WWE,
It's just been a month. It's
it's
not even a
been
couple months.
yeah, it's just been a month. Damn,
Yeah,
it feels longer.
it does.
But in the last month that Tamatonga has been in WWE, they managed to make him feel like he was already big because of Bullet Club. He
Yeah,
was already big because of God. He was already big because of his presence in New Japan, being there from a young lion to a young boy to what he was before he left. He became the never open weight champion, all that. And then once he got to WWE, you know, they used the monarch the fact that he's the son of Haku to be able to make him feel big. And I think now, like looking at Tamatonga, how he is in just in 1 month, they made him feel like he's a big deal part, like that big enforcer of the bloodline.
yeah. You already feel like he's like an upper mid Carter. Like
Yeah,
that's like which is kind of crazy. So it doesn't feel like he's starting again from the bottom and moving his way up. So what is weird though is there's a match on the Friday night card, Street Profits versus Tongaloa in Solo Sokoa. I think it's weird though because it's like we're not actually seeing God on on the card. We're seeing
I think
Solo.
they're holding off on that though.
Yeah,
Like
you think?
this is my theory is this. My theory is that before Survivor Series, because we still gotta get Roman to come back.
Roman's coming back at SummerSlam. I really feel that.
I would hope that he will come back. Yeah,
No,
SummerSlam.
it's going to be
It
SummerSlam because they want
some
because okay, so they announced today. I guess we could say that too. That SummerSlam's taking place in Minneapolis in 2 years, and they're moving it to a two-night event. Um, I think this is the year where they're finally going to start pushing it as a second Mania, right? So
yeah.
Roman coming back would be that, like, oh man, like that's a huge event. Like
It's
the
gonna it's gonna be big already because of the fact that like putting it like this, people have been yearning for Roman, right?
oh yeah, it's
And
crazy how fast they started the "We Want Roman" chants.
it's getting and I think everything they're doing is strategically falling in place. Like from Cody winning to everything going down. Like you take away that one person that made that people boo him, but then you put Solo in front. Like, yeah, there's reports out there that Solo isn't ready for the position he's in. But think about it like this: he's just that bookmark before the big part comes in that story. So right now, I think going back to a methodical thing that not even methodical, then going back to something that Roman and Paul Heyman said at one point after at a press conference. This talking baseball. This is the fourth inning of it, or maybe the sixth or seventh.
Yeah,
Like we still got like two or three more innings left, or anything like that. But this is where things get interesting because you got Roman coming back to possibly get betrayed, possibly getting that's gonna get betrayed. for losing at WrestleMania by The Rock, because we never saw anything gold come from that. And then Solo, and then you forget. Then you got the God on there, and maybe the addition of Jacob Fatu into the Rogue Bloodline.
I think so. I think well into the real bloodline, the OG bloodline.
No, the Rogue Bloodline,
Oh,
like the
Rogue. Okay, I thought you said real. Yeah, I think that's gonna happen because I think they're gonna have four members, and then I think your other team's gonna be Roman, the Usos, and Sammy.
yeah, and then afterwards we'll finally get the confrontation between him and The Rock.
Yeah, I agree with that, and it's gonna. I think that's gonna be at War Games.
Yeah, because I think SummerSlam we may be getting. I hope not. No, we're gonna get Cody versus Gunther.
No, it's gonna be Gunther versus Damien
Oh yeah,
if they
no,
have to stick on
they
their brand. I
no,
mean,
but if it's
we could get Randy versus Cody. I
that
mean,
too.
but I feel like we can get that anyways. I feel like we don't need him to win the tournament. I feel like that would be kind of the match anyways.
But the interesting part about this, hear me out. Cody is in particular situation where he can get the match versus Randy, or if they go back to the Survivor Series, how it's supposed to be, outside of the 5v5
Hmm.
war games, have champion versus champion.
They could go either way on that one. I would like them consider to continue doing War Games. I really like War Games.
I agree, but I still want to see the 5v5 war games match, right? Or 4v4. Usually, I would love to see 5v5,
I mean, they could do 5v5. I don't see why not. I don't think it'd be that hectic
it's going to be 4v4 because it's going to be OG Bloodline
versus
versus
the Rogue Bloodline.
yeah. Um, but if Gunther wins it, man, that's going to be awesome because we want to see that, and then it's going to lead to the fallout of the Judgment Day.
So, do you think Damien might lose the title to Drew at Clash? Because I still feel like Drew's going to get the title at Clash again,
I
and then that
agree.
would set up Drew versus
This is Gunther.
Gunther, which
Yeah,
man, that's marquee right there. That's box office.
because the last time Gunther faced Drew was in a triple threat, right?
Um, they fought a few
And
times.
on a big stage, in the big
Yeah,
stage.
that was in England, I want to say, right?
Yeah,
No, Wales. It was in Wales.
Wells.
Clash at the Castle. Yeah.
So it's, man, there's a lot of stories behind all
They,
these.
they can there's a lot that they can do, and we still have CM Punk somewhere in there.
CM Punk gonna come back and cost Drew McIntyre his championship opportunity at Clash at the Castle
No, that'd be
in Scotland.
terrible. Nah, but I mean, then that's another thing you could have if you have Randy win. You could have Drew win the belt there, and then set up Drew versus CM Punk at SummerSlam. That's a huge marquee match.
Yeah,
And then where does
man.
Seth come back in all this?
I don't think Seth's coming back for a while. I think he ended up having like a
But what?
yeah
That's like 6 to 8 months.
6 to 8 months. So
So
WrestleMania was the
oh,
last.
that would put him about Survivor Series
Yeah,
time.
if recovery goes well.
Honestly,
So
I would hold him to Rumble unless they need him.
I would hold him to Rumble too. You got too many. You got too many guys that are telling stories that can veer off. Because regardless of the fact, you still have Seth versus CM Punk that needs to happen. So I see it has this. I see, and this is my prediction. I think Gunther wins. If by any chance Randy wins, then albeit I'm fine with either or.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Honestly, I'd be fine with either or as well.
but I think Drew takes the title off Damien. Finn cost the judge. Finn and in Big Head Bobblehead cost them the match.
JD.
Yeah. And then Liv takes Dominic, like brainwashes or takes Dominic because they've been putting hints on that for that thing. And
Is
then
it going to be a Dominic on a pole match when Rhea comes back?
maybe or he turns on Rhea. He's like, you aren't my mommy anymore.
They're gonna do
um,
the. They're gonna fight for custody of him, like Eddie and
the
Ray did
Eddie and
back
Ray.
in the day.
But I think going from there, I think it's just gonna go. It's gonna be interesting. But enough of that. Let's get
We
into
get into the pay per view.
predictions.
So for the pay per view, before we go in there, I gotta say that the way Triple H has booked the King of the Ring so far on the weekly shows, reminds me of how they were used to do it in the 90s. And if this is the way it's going to go, I hope he does this every year, with it culminating with a title shot at SummerSlam. Like I feel like this is a good booking right after Mania.
I think I think given the how the King of the Ring tournaments has just been with no ultimate. Well, they end up getting the championship, but it's never been a consistent thing. Like you'll have a King of the Ring. Like who was the last King of the Ring?
Not Wade Barrett.
Corbin.
No, it wasn't Corbin. It was Xavier Woods.
Yeah, Xavier never got a title shot.
You know what my problem with that is, though, is so okay, and nothing against Xavier Woods, because I like Xavier Woods, but King of the Ring is so in the 90s, in the early 2000s, what King of the Ring was it was anointing the like your top mid card person and saying, okay, you're done with the mid card, you are now in the main event scene. That's not Xavier Woods at that time. That wasn't
No,
Zelina Vega either at that time, and I'm like, what are
I
they
think
doing?
Zelina. I will disagree on this because Alina did great with her character.
She did, but she's still not. She's not a main eventer. That's my problem with that. That
Yeah,
goes to a main eventer,
I still
or
believe in her.
somebody moving to the main event. Not necessarily a main eventer right now, but like so for Gunther, it's a perfect title to throw on him because he's ready for the main event scene.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Longest reigning IC champion, hella great matches throughout the year. So I think it's a perfect opportunity for him to win. On the
And
women's side, I think it's
Nia, I don't think Nia's held the title yet, right? The
she
main title.
has.
Oh, has
Yeah,
she? What
women's
was that
champion.
like? 2017, 2018? Like,
Yeah, she lost it
okay,
to Alexa Bliss.
okay.
That was when she was bullying Alexa Bliss, and then Alexa Bliss came back and beat her. Blah blah blah.
Has Bailey and Nia Jax feuded on the main roster? Because I remember they did in NXT.
I don't think so. I don't
Okay,
remember
well that's cool. So,
recently.
so they can pull back into the NXT bag for that one if they.
So, but yeah, I think what they're doing with I agree with you. What they're doing with the Kingdom Ring this year is great. It goes back to kind of taking it back to old school.
Yep, that's what I love
Paying,
most about it.
and I think it's just a great way of being able to anoint the next champion, set of champions, or the next main eventer in it.
And
Um,
they and for the most part, the matches like Triple H is giving them time and letting them cook. I mean, Gunther and Sheamus, the first I'm looking at the times real quick. The first round, he gave him a 21-minute match. Like that's freaking cooking on a Raw. That's awesome. Like and then the next longest one was Gunther and Jay. He gave him 17 minutes. So I mean that's awesome. Just giving these guys time to cook is
oh,
just great.
even the women have
Yeah, Io and Lyra was a 19-minute match. That's crazy for a women's match on Raw.
yeah, and it's crazy to be able to see something like that on a regular day, like on a regular episode of Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, I agree, and that's I really think that's why the tournament is just it's been fantastic so far. The only thing I would have done different is I would have had LA Knight beat Tamatanga.
I
That's really the biggest one that kills me, and I don't know why they bury. It's not burying LA Knight, but I don't know why they just won't give him a win, like in a big stage.
I think they're setting up for him to. This is my prediction. LA Knight is going to dethrone Logan Paul for the United States Championship.
I think so too, and they kind of set that up with like a backstage segment, like
Yeah.
when Logan was leaving Aldis's office. So
So yeah. Um, outside of that, man, I just look at the some of the matches that happened. Io versus Natalia, that was a great match.
that was
Um, Jade versus Piper Niven, that was a good match. It showcased that Jade can actually. They're not just protecting Jade; they're letting her take the bumps later, take the basically get her ass beat.
Yeah, yeah.
um, and then like, you look at Tiffany Stratton versus Michin, that was good. Mia Yim was me. I think Mia Yim is one of those slept on wrestlers that they need to give a little bit more time to. And then of course the Io Sky versus Shayna, Lyra versus Zoe, Bianca versus Tiffany. That one caught me off guard because I didn't think that that Bianca was going to beat Tiffany.
I didn't think
Um,
so either. I thought Tiffany was gonna. I thought Tiffany was gonna have Lyra's spot basically
yeah.
with the young call up that got to the finals. But Lyra's
Hey,
really good though. I mean, we've been watching her for years. I mean, I've been watching her since the UK show.
yeah.
I know a lot of I know a lot of people probably didn't watch NXT UK, but I loved NXT UK.
One duo that I want to see more of is the Unholy Union.
Yeah, they're
With
very good. In fact, Kaylee Ray or Alba Fire, she's fantastic. She was a
Oh,
great
I saw
champion
some
with
of her
her.
stuff when she was in the Indies down there in Europe for Red Pro and stuff like that. She was nasty, like she was killer in the ring. So, and even her stuff in like NXT or before in NXT, okay, like her when they were rivals because it was not Alba but
When she was Kaylee Ray,
no her partner
Isla Dawn.
Isla Dawn cost her a championship, and that was like it went from like enemies to like tight people like they are now. So that was cool. But all right, enough talk.
Yeah,
Let's get
let's get
into
to the card. Let's get into the
the
card.
card. Let's start from the bottom up from what I have here.
Okay.
I'll stir away from the main event scene, but WWE Intercontinental Championship triple threat match. Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed.
This is gonna be a super high work rate match.
It is, and it's gonna be a meaty match with Bronson Reed part of that match.
Oh yeah.
I foresee Chad Gable being the one to do that holy shit moment with Bronson Reed. So
Give him a chaos theory suplex.
chaos theory suplex.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be nice.
But the question is, does the champion retain or does he lose it?
And still, that's what I'm
And
going
so
with. And
I
still,
agree. I agree. My alternative thought, and this is just my intrusive thoughts, winning, like saying who's gonna win. Chad Gable might actually pull this one off because of the heel character.
I think there's only gonna be one title change on this show, and we'll get to it later.
Ooh, this one is good. All right, women's championship match: Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan.
And that's where I think my title change is coming in. I think the Live Revenge Tour takes it overseas, and she will be your new women's champion with the help of Dominic Mysterio.
I will agree with you on that one. You know, my part of me says Becky will retain, but part of me says that all those teasings and stuff like that end up having Becky Lynch lose the title.
I
So,
think so. I just feel that they have to have a title change. I feel like Sammy is too soon. I feel
yeah,
that obviously Cody's too soon. We'll get to that match in a little bit, and then I feel Becky, who really didn't need the title when they put it on her, is the one that can lose it. And I don't think they wanted to do it, put it on Liv in that moment because of it was just like a battle royale, right?
yeah,
Yeah, and I felt like everybody thought that Liv was gonna win that match because she was the one that took out um
Rhea.
Rhea. Yeah, so I feel like they did since it was so obvious, WWE is like, oh, we have to do a swerve and then we'll give her the belt at like the next pay per view kind of thing, because that's just the way WWE books, and so I knew it was going to be Liv that got it, but. I feel like that's why I feel like Becky's going to lose it here. It could be a good match. I also think Becky's going to take a few months off after this.
I think so too, and like I don't think she's resigned yet. So I think that this may be like something like I've always liked Becky chasing the title instead of having the title.
I
So
agree. I think she's a better like chaser. I also think Sammy and Cody are better chasers, especially Cody. Like I honestly like since Cody's gotten the belt, and you know I'm not a big fan of Cody anyways, but I feel like really like he hasn't done anything since he's gotten
yeah,
the belt.
No, I think a lot of other stuff has overshadowed him as champion.
Hmm.
And I think it's just one of those things that has his story is always good, how he got there. Um, but I think this Logan Paul match may change things for a minute. But I'm also interested to see if Cody will actually take that heel turn eventually in WWE
I
because
would love to see him as a heel again.
I think it can happen. I mean, on SmackDown, but right now you have too many heels on SmackDown, so it's kind of like just for now. So maybe when Roman turns face, and we'll probably get a heel Cody run, like afterwards, because like,
I think Roman goes to Raw.
when the next draft happens.
No, he never got drafted. Remember, he
Hmm,
got pulled from the draft. He's a free agent. I think he goes to Raw because he's going to end up being with Jay and Sammy.
true. And then because did Jimmy get drafted
I don't remember if he got. When did he get taken out? Was it the night before?
before? Yeah,
Yeah, so he
before.
might not have got drafted either then.
He got taken out after WrestleMania.
Now I gotta look that up.
Yeah, now we got to look up and see who. Anyways, while you look that up, let me get. All right, we're going on to the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Uh oh, the Dawn of Wrestling. He got kicked out. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, there we go. Why
Yeah,
you
I
kicking
got
me
you.
out,
I
man?
put you back on. I don't know. It got kicked yourself out. All right, so we came up with the conclusion that Nia was winning the SmackDown match tomorrow.
So he was taken out prior to the draft, and he was not part of the WWE draft.
Ah,
So him and Roman could come back as free agents to go to Raw.
there you go. So interesting layers to that story again.
Oh yeah,
Again, going back to that. Damn. All right. So, are we in agreement? Nia Jack wins Queen of the Ring.
yeah, I think so. I think we're going
Okay.
Nia Jax. You
And
know what's
are we in
funny?
it?
We it might not even be Nia Jackson there though. That's the funny thing.
It is because it could be Bianca,
I think
and it
regardless, whoever wins the SmackDown match is the winner. I don't
yeah.
think Lyra wins.
I agree on that one. And here's the funny part: even if Bianca wins, I foresee her winning, beating Bailey, and then losing to Jade at SummerSlam. Not
I
at
could see that
SummerSlam, but
happening too.
not SummerSlam because they gotta. She
Survivor
has to
Series
face Survivor
or
Series or Royal Rumble.
yeah, because she'd want they'd want her to hold it for a little bit. Man, it's crazy because there's so many shows over the summer too. Then there's don't forget there's Money in the Bank that's
Yeah,
happening in July. So
Money in the Bank, and that's in ain't that in
Toronto,
Toronto? Then you have they're going back. They're going to Germany
yeah, that's after SummerSlam. They're
after
going back to
SummerSlam.
Germany, and then is that then what's their September pay per view?
That's a good question. Hold on, I'll tell
Yeah,
you right
I'm
now.
looking up their and Heat Wave is the same weekend as Money in the Bank in Toronto. Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
got
but that's
Battleground
NXT.
as well. That's all the same thing. It's all WWE.
Stand Deliver
Okay,
WrestleMania
so Bash at Berlin is their Labor Day weekend event because it's August 31st.
first surprise, and yeah, that's the last one because they go into Survivor Series um for August, September. So there's
They'll
nothing until November.
they'll name something else for either the end of September or October. I don't want them to do a Hell in the Cell pay per view though. I don't like Hell in the Cell pay per
I
view.
don't think they done. They didn't do one last year, did they?
No, I Triple H I don't think likes them. I think he only likes to have them as like a match at a
He,
card, but
I think he, I
not
think
the
he
named
wants it
one.
to be the gimmick match.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know
So
what they could possibly do. They could do Night of Champions, maybe.
maybe there's nothing on the calendar as far as
Yeah, and they don't have like they don't have like a yearly pay per view that they do in September. or October.
Yeah,
The
because
only like
I think they build up to Survivor Series for those.
the
Um,
only one that I'm aware of but it's NXT is they'll do Halloween Havoc, but it's a TV show one. It's not a
yeah, two night TV
yeah, it's
thing.
a 2 night TV. I think they're going to be touring more because even Heatwave used to be a 2 night event. Now it's going to be an actual show.
Yeah,
They're actually having two pay-per-views within like a month of each other, which is crazy. They're doing one in June on the 9th, and then they're doing Heatwave on the July 7th. So that's gonna be a really quick build,
yeah.
which is not normal for NXT, to be honest with you.
But it's surprisingly NXT has been on fire with their storytelling.
They really have
Um,
been.
like especially with this Trick Williams stuff. Like how with the metaphor, like, and then you got Gallus coming wrecking shop. And then I know,
That's their reward for training with The Rock. You know that.
yeah, I know. Had that.
So, but they did. But you know what, dude? They took time off TV, went and stayed in Los Angeles, trained with The Rock. They kind of
They
deserve a little bit of
L.A.
a
and Hawaii. They were training in L.A. and Hawaii, from what I
yeah.
heard.
Yeah, so
So,
I mean they deserve their flowers. They should get a little bit of time and get a shot because they helped out the company make a lot of money at WrestleMania.
well, Gallus has always been one of my favorite tag teams from NXT UK.
I
Like,
love them in NXT UK. Like they did not cross over well though so far.
no, Axiom is one of my when he was his previous character before he put the mask on. His character in NXT UK was good too.
What are you
Uh,
talking about? You talking about
Axiom,
that guy? You talking about the guy that was on the Heritage Cup that no one's seen in a while?
yeah, there you
That was a
go.
hilarious. Like I always laugh when they make jokes about a kid. It's so funny.
Yeah, so it's funny. A Kid, that's what his name was
Yeah.
in NXT UK. And then I want to see Noam Dar go back to that Supernova character that he was so, like, I loved it. I don't know why, but he was just like his Supernova with character gimmick was fun to watch.
Him
Um,
and like Pete Dunne are really great like prick heels.
yeah, that was one of the reasons why I liked him, because he was just like an asshole.
You know what's weird? As much as everybody hated like Butch, I felt like Butch's character is better than like what he's done with Pete Dunne.
Butch's character started off bad.
It did, but he actually like by the end of the whole fight night gimmick with that they were
With
doing,
Yeah,
I felt like he was actually getting over, and then they put him with Tyler Bate, and now I feel like like he doesn't have a character anymore.
because I watched Pete Dunne before, like his bruiserweight character was always
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
his bruiserweight character was fantastic.
So I don't know. I it's I'll leave that one up in the air.
I remember the first time they had him on TV, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna crown a new champion," and like they had the guys lined up. He just goes take somebody out. Like I'm like
That
that's
was funny.
fantastic. I don't even remember who it was. Was it was it what's his name? Something Dennis. Was it Eddie Dennis that he took
I
out?
think so.
Yeah, that's
Hold on.
hilarious.
I'm pulling it up because
Man, that was
Pete,
like what was that like 2016, 2015, 2016? That's so long ago.
it was Sam Gradwell.
Okay. Oh yeah. Sam Gradwell. I remember he even came back then. He had like a mohawk, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because even Triple H was like, went up to him and was like gave him a smirk and a little nod on the head. So, but all right. I guess we already got our King and Queen of the Ring finalists, and then we said that Gunther's winning King of the Ring,
I think
which
Gunther's
I
gonna
think
win.
everybody can agree on that one. The undisputed WWE Championship match versus Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes. I think we still get Cody retaining,
Yes.
and it's gonna be an enjoyable match. Some F stuff is gonna happen, but I think, and this may be throwing, like, reaching too much. I think Uncle Howdy shows up and fucks it up for Cody. Fucks up Cody at the end.
You think they're gonna put Bo in a program with Cody like that right
Either that
away?
or Logan.
LA Knight's gonna go into the program with Logan, right?
Maybe because you got to think about it. LA Knight kind of started something with Carmelo Hayes.
I really don't know what they're gonna do. To be honest with you, I don't know what you. There's definitely gonna be shenanigans. I agree
Yeah,
with you 100%. Shenanigans are happening. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what their plan is. Uncle Howdy's a good guess. Uncle Howdy could fit into LA Knight because that was
that
LA
too.
Knight at Mania, so they both could be there, and then AJ could still come out and do something. Um,
I'm pretty sure it's either that or AJ's gonna cost Logan Paul a title.
but I don't think he would though because I would think because I don't know I
It's not gonna be a clean ending. I could tell you that.
yeah no I agree with you. It's definitely not gonna. You think the Bloodline's gonna come out
It could be too because there's like they took out everybody that was responsible for Roman's demise,
except for Cody?
except for Cody, and they haven't touched Jay yet.
Well, Jay won't be there, but I think they
Well,
take
that's what I'm
Cody out.
saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like they can't do it because he's on Raw. So the best bet is that they'll start something with Cody, and even
Does
at the,
does Grayson and Theory be in Logan's corner like they've
more
been
than
for a
likely,
while? Yeah,
more than
I think so.
likely,
I think so too.
it's gonna be some type of shenanigan where it's gonna be Cody outnumbered, and then something's gonna happen, and then you'll just all we know is that Cody's winning.
I hope both of I hope both of the King and the Queen of the Ring tournament though. Like I hope there's no shenanigans in either of them. I just
No,
hope they're like
I hope not
really good
either.
like 20-25 minute matches. Like
And even
they
so, and even if it's Gunther versus Tamatonga, because I have a feeling that it's gonna be Gunther versus Tamatonga because they're gonna take out Randy. Like this is my
you
alternate
think there's
and
two heels?
huh?
You think two heels
Yeah,
in the finals? Nah, I don't see that.
I kind of see it because of the fact that I kind of see it because the fact that they've been kind of like helping Tamatonga win, like Solo and Tangaloa. So it's a possibility. Like, just this is the alternative reality. I know Randy might beat him and outsmart them,
Hmm.
but I think in a sense where if the bloodline takes advantage of it, they might actually win this one. And the only thing
I
about that, the
I
only
think
thing I
Kevin
was
comes out and
Randy.
um helps not necessarily helps Randy, just keeps the bloodline at bay so Randy can win.
Yeah,
I think that's what happens in that, and I
and
do
that's a
think Randy wins.
possibility too. So there's no telling. They still haven't taken Kevin Owens out, so that's where
So that
I'm like,
I mean, we're looking at a 3 hour card with 5 matches on it. So, I mean, we're talking half an hour matches, right? Each
more than
one.
likely, I'm pretty sure that that the triple threat's going to be at least 30 to 45 minutes.
It could be,
Um,
yeah, that's true.
the World Women's Championship could be anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes. The Queen and King of the Ring tournament finals could be at least 30 minutes each. Unless it's Naya versus Lyra, then I think we may get a quick victory by Naya.
We
Um,
both agree though that Cody's retaining.
Cody's retaining.
Yeah,
Either even if he doesn't win the match, he wins by DQ. Like we're pretty. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be some kind of fuck shit happening. So, on that aspect, I think we're pretty much good on that. Outside of that, I don't think that there's anything else that we need to cover.
I know the NXT Battleground card's filling up a little bit.
Yes, that looks like it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, Obafemi versus Wesley versus Joe Coffey for the North American title. Then the
I,
6 pack ladder match for the women's. And so far, you got Sol Ruka, Lash Legend, Fallon Henley, and Jada Parker.
mm-hmm. And that's
Um,
for what, Heat Wave or
no, that's Battleground. That's the one in at the UFC arena or whatever it's called.
why is it popping up on
Apex.
the
UFC Apex on June 9th. Sunday, June 9th.
Battleground? NXT Battleground. There we go. Trying to pull up the card. Yeah, they still haven't had anything on it.
What was that?
They don't have anything on it yet.
Who doesn't?
The on WWE doesn't have anything for it.
Oh, yeah. But then Shayna Baszler versus Lola Vice in an NXT Underground match.
You know that's gonna be fun.
Why don't
But
they just put it in the octagon since it's going to be at the UFC?
more than
That
likely, I have
that
a feeling
that'd
that
be
that might
dope.
end up happening.
And
But
then
would it be able to get taken down pretty quickly? Because you got to think
oh,
about it.
that's true
So I
because they're
think
going to
they're
have
right.
to have the ladder match and all that.
Yep.
And then Roxanne versus to be determined. What's the
Julia.
what was that?
They're saying Julia.
No, she broke her hand at a
They're
Marigold
hoping.
match.
They're hoping that she's gonna be good in time for that.
No, but that was for Heat Wave. I thought.
Oh yeah, never mind. It is for Heatwave.
Um, is there a match that they're having for the number one
No,
contender for that?
I don't think so. Because remember, well, you haven't finished watching it, but I'll let you finish watching it. It's kind of TBD, but they have somebody in mind. Just put it like that.
They okay, so they have somebody in mind for Roxanne.
But they haven't said who.
Maybe someone from the main roster. You think Meechin maybe?
Maybe, but it's like it was Ava Rain had a phone call with somebody.
Natalia would be cool too.
Yeah. What if it's AJ Lee?
I don't think if she came back she'd be on NXT. I think if she comes back she's going straight to main roster.
It could be the one off. Mickey James did it. Think
That's
about it
true.
like that. Like if it's one offs, or it could be somebody from TNA.
I'm trying to think of who Roxanne has fought in the past.
I think she faced
Miko?
Natalia.
Maybe Miko Satomura again? That'd be freaking dope.
Maybe
She's
that'd
awesome.
be
I always love when they have her come back. The final boss. The real final boss.
so. Let's see. Next week they reveal her opponent for Battleground. So we gotta wait 7 days. Well, less than 7 days. We gotta wait a
Left.
week.
No,
6 days.
5 days.
Yeah, 5 days.
5 days.
So, but yeah, that's it. But
All right.
all right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we will be back next week to cut to cover what happened this weekend at NXT. And I mean, why am I thinking about NXT right now? We'll be back
This
next
is the
week.
best wrestling show.
We'll be back next week to cover the fallout from WWE King and Queen of the Ring, all the results and all the fallout from it, and we'll talk about who is Roxanne's opponent for Battleground, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I do think that's going to be a big match. So
If it's Miko Sakamura, it's going to be fun.
I
But
can't think of who else it could possibly be.
what if
What
it's
if it's
somebody from?
somebody? Go ahead.
What if it's somebody from Marigold?
Or what if it's like Io?
Io, Saray, or somebody from Noah? But Noah doesn't really have any women's division. Yeah, they do. Huh.
Is there any
What
free
if it's some?
agents?
No, but what if it's somebody from TNA? What if it's Jordan Grace?
It's
That'd be
gonna be
cool.
it's gonna be Britt Baker.
Yeah, right.
Is she still under
Yeah,
contract?
right. Yeah, right.
That'd be crazy though.
That'd be crazy, but I doubt that ever happens.
Who else is on the TNA women's roster at the moment?
Ash by Elegance, which is Dana Brooke.
I wouldn't
Um,
see them bringing her back.
it could be Mickey James
Mickey James would be really cool.
because I mean they got the connection with Aldous, so
I'm trying to think of like no one else has really ties to Las Vegas except for Shayna Baszler. You know who it could be? Could be Sonya Deville.
she came back on Raw.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So they could pull her down and so she could have a match with her.
Like that's true. Hold on, I'm looking
And
up
it's at the
free agent.
UFC. She's kind of like like MMA fighter ish.
I mean, they have. Well, this is the guys. Where's the women? Say Ali Catch, Cassie. Well, Cassie's pregnant. Emma, I don't think she'll
I'm gonna
come
see if
back.
they.
Camille. What if
No,
it's Camille?
no, she said She said she's going to whatchamacallit?
AW,
AEW. Is it gonna be Sexy Red?
maybe Mandy Leone, Mandy Rose. That
Dude,
would be
if it was,
interesting.
oh, that I'd pop so hard if it was Mandy Rose. It's gonna be
Santana
Ariana
Garrett,
Grace.
Ariana Grace, Steph Delander, Tessa Blanchard. I
That would be kind of cool. That'd be kind of out there.
don't know. I don't know if the U.S. scene will welcome her back. Not to be mean, but I think she did some damage there. So
That's
I don't know.
true.
But yeah. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, follow us on our social media pages. I don't know if you want to give your social media, if you have something, Twitter, anything you want to give to our public.
I don't even know what my Twitter handle is. Sorry.
All right. Anyways, follow us.
I'll get it at some point.
Anyways, follow us on Week Wrestling Heat on our all socials. Week Wrestling Heat on Instagram. Week underscore Wrestling Heat on Twitter. Week Wrestling Heat on Facebook and our YouTube page on Week Wrestling Heat. For me and the Dawn of Wrestling Heat, we are out. Peace.
Deuces.